Hello, our friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family. We want to thank our newest Patreon, Enlil. I think I said it right. I hope so. Enlil. Yes, I've been trying to say that exactly right for the last, bit. Anyway, thank you guys so much for your support over at Patreon. The Patreon family is growing, and we do appreciate it because you guys keep us going. And again, YT and other venues really haven't been able to support us like you guys do over at Patreon. It does keep us able to focus on, again, getting the word out.
Yes, definitely. It helps us with the awakening, and we need help with the awakening, and you guys are that. Thank you.
Yes, that old thing, be the change you want to see. Okay, well, 5,000 plus troops being deployed to DC to protect 47, in becoming 47. We have an interesting few days ahead of us. We certainly do. It's very, very interesting times, to say the least. We have a evacuation order that was issued after a lithium battery plant caught fire, releasing hazardous toxins into the air. Again, lithium has been everywhere in the news for more reasons than one. And of course, the California fires are still ongoing. This is Moss Landing, California, which, again, this is a little bit away from all the fires we've been talking about down here in the greater Los Angeles area. This is up below San Jose, and actually, Cindy didn't live far away from this area at one point in time. Beautiful area. Again, lithium. This, by the way, it's a Tesla battery storage plant. Wow. Yeah, isn't that interesting? There are no coincidences in this world, as you can see. So residents have been told to close all windows and doors. There's so much toxicity. Speaking of toxicity, San Diego sewage spill shuts down beaches. 550-gallon sewage spill in La Jolla, San Diego, has led to coastal closures affecting the shoreline near El Paseo Grande. The spill, caused by a sewer line blockage, contaminated the Pacific. Officials closed water access 150 feet north and south of the spill and extended closures to Scripps Pier after bacteria levels exceeded health standards. It doesn't have to be this way. Somebody said, are you aware of, the Fukushima disaster? Of course we're aware of Fukushima. That we made many videos about that in the past and referencing that. But I don't think people understand just how powerfully Mother Earth can cleanse herself. And also, there is technology out there besides Mother Earth that can be used to cleanse from, again, many advanced, let's just say advanced beings, terrestrial and non, that hasn't been used yet. So you have Chinese hackers infiltrating Yellen's computer. It's being really telegraphed what's coming and almost the inevitability of this greater war. You also have the UK signing a deal to give Ukraine $300 billion over the next 100 years. 100 years? The power structure is telegraphing that, hey, they're not budging. They're going to stay here until WW3 happens. People have made lots of what I would feel are pretty accurate comments about, a 100-year money laundering program. Yeah, again, retirement plans. All these videos are out, and again, showing Zelensky's wife on shopping sprees. It's just ridiculous, the amount of money that literally went into officials' pockets. It's, again, a case where everything that you hear as rumor, at some point in time it comes out. Listen closely to Mark Pestrella, the director of L.A. County Public Works. Listen closely.
embark upon what is going to be a journey to rebuild these communities back and rebuild them better than they were when we started this fire.
Wait a minute. Listen, what?
Better than they were when we started this fire. Better than they were when we started this fire. Better than they were when we started this fire.
I didn't say it. He did.
I don't know. I'm sure it's just out of context.
Oh, yeah. How about this? Again, Department of Government Efficiency. Now, Dodge will do this with government. Yeah, Raptor 1, Raptor 2, Raptor 3. What's the fascination with dinosaurs and big lizards? Raptor, Elon. Raptor. Why Raptor, Elon? Why Dragon, Elon? Dragon. Yeah, Falcon 9, Dragon. Raptor, Dragon. Draco. Now we're getting there. SpaceX Draco test firings. Raptor, Dragon, Draco. Raptor, Dragon, Draco. Do you see a little tendency there? By the way, Draco, the dragon, constellation. Yeah. Does it make sense yet? Well, why is God, that four-letter name there, begins with a Y, in the Bible described as a dragon? In my distress I called out to you-know-who. From his temple he heard my voice. My cry came to his ears. The earth trembled and quaked. The foundations of the skies shook. The earth trembled because he was angry. Smoke rose from his nostrils. What? Yeah, this is describing that guy. Again, the name either starts with a Y or a J. Smoke rose from his nostrils. Consuming fire came from his mouth. Burning coals blazed out of it. He parted the skies and came down with dark clouds of smoke under his feet. So he has feet, came down. Is he driving a ship or does he have wings? He mounted the cherubim and flew, soaring on the wings of wind. Ooh, what is a cherubim? Is it a ship? I mean, we're told it's an angel, but again, you gotta look deeper and not be so superficial. Bolts of lightning blazed forth. Valleys of the sea were exposed. Foundations of the earth laid bare. At the rebuke of this, G-O-D, at the blast of breath from his nostrils. That's 2 Samuel 22, 7 through 16. How about Hosea 13, 7 to 8? I will come upon them like a lion, a leopard. I will lurk by the path like a bear robbed of her cubs. I will attack and rip them open. In fact, when you look at the book of Isaiah, you look at the other Old Testament books, you could find where the source of Revelations is, because it was all described before in the Old Testament, what we have in Revelations. And what it does is it's very much describing a dragon. 2 Samuel, there's numerous references to this. And again, how many leaders have we seen at this wall? Again, the temple that was destroyed in 70 AD, they tell us. How many people have we seen at that wall? All of them, pretty much. I mean, all the big ones. El Elyon, again, E-L-O-N, has been referenced as an abbreviation of El Elyon, which simply means the Most High God. And God is a classification of beings with advanced technology. It's not referencing the creator of all of this universe. Elon Musk Reeve. Wow, June 28th. Wow, 1971. Wow, again, we did a video. We did numerous videos going much deeper into his family. The name of Reeve holds considerable meaning and significance in different linguistic roots. Exploring its origin, we can gain a deeper insight into it. What is a Reeve? A Reeve was crucial for maintaining order, ensuring the smooth functioning of various estates and districts. These individuals were entrusted with the task of managing and overseeing day-to-day affairs, including collecting taxes, resolving disputes, upholding the law. Their position demanded a strong sense of leadership and a keen sense of governance. So if we could see that Reeve, again, Old English, it's somebody that is appointed to take care of properties for somebody else, somebody to maintain law and order for somebody else or for others in positions of authority. So you could think of a reeve as a local official that takes care of an area for the king and queen who may not be there themselves directly. Can you see how clear this is? Totally clear. When you look at Hebrew, this is the names of God, Deuteronomy 32. This is Moses' famous discord before he passes on. Listen, heavens, and I will speak. Earth, hear the words from my mouth. Let my teachings come down like raindrops. Let my words drip like dew, etc. I will proclaim the name of the Y guy. Yeah, give our Elohim. Okay, so Elohim is a classification. This is one of a classification of beings that denotes power, authority, judging, and rulers over humanity. How clear can that be? This is not saying this is the creator of this universe. This is basically saying that their particular person, their being that governs them, is one of many. Elohim, plural. That's their Elohim. There are more, so it's not monotheism. It could not be any clearer than that. This is not monotheism. And this then goes on. Remember a time long ago, think about all the generations past, ask your fathers to remind you and your leaders to tell you, when Elyon, that means the Most High, gave the nations their land, when he divided the descendants of Adam, he set up the border for the tribes corresponding to the number of the sons of Israel. And again, this right here is even still a mistranslation. But, the Y guys people were his property. His property. Yes, like slaves. Jacob was his own possession, his slave. Yeah, and it goes on. Like an eagle, it stirs up the nest, spreads his wings, like a leathery dragon. Yeah, this cannot be any clearer. And if you want more details, again, go to Plato, writing in Critias, which is, again, hundreds of years earlier than what we get any full story out of, again, the Bible or the Old Testament. And Plato, in his Critias book here, he is saying, I have before remarked in the speaking of the allotments of the gods. This allotments of the gods, this is the portioning. This is what they've done to the planet after they take over the planet. They distributed the whole earth into portions differing in extent and making for themselves temples, and they instituted sacrifices. Sacrifices, of which war is a sacrifice, again, for these very same beings. So what did they do? They divided up the tribes and nations. Each one took a pet, a group, an allotment of land, and also people that they get to play with, basically, and play chess with. And so, this goes a little bit further, because this is famous really for talking about Atlantis. And so much of what we get about Atlantis really comes from right here. And Poseidon, receiving for his lot the island of Atlantis, begat children by a mortal woman, and settled them in a part of the island which I will describe, looking towards the sea, but in the center of the whole island there was a plain which is said to have been the fairest of plains, all very fertile. Near the plain again, also in the center of the island, a distance about 50 stadia, there was a mountain, not very high on any side. In this mountain there dwelt one of the earthborn primeval men of that country, whose name was Evanor. So you could see, and it goes on, says, Poseidon falls in love with his wife and takes her for his own again. Can you not see how clear and how simple this is? This is so clear and so simple. These humanoid beings came here. They took over the planet, and this is your Genesis 6. This is more details. They divided it up. They gave us our political systems. They gave us our religious institutions. and they've been controlling it ever since. This, to me, it seems, when did they take full control? About 5,000 to 6,000 years ago, full control. When did the war start? It seems probably maybe as far back as 10,000 to 12,000 years ago. When you look to space weather, why did they name it Enlil? Enlil, solar wind prediction? Come on. This is, again, everything is named about them. Enlil, the god of sky and the earth, wanted to punish not just the lower gods, the Igigi, again, the lower management, but again, it ends up creating this current modification of humanoid being that's on the planet. Again, the older versions had more abilities, too many abilities to control. So this is why we have gene editing. This is why we have the second chromosome fusion. This is why we have so much junk DNA. It's not junk. It's just been turned off, but it is being turned back on again. And so Enlil and the whole flood. Again, there's multiple stories of this, not just the Atrahasis. We see this in multiple places. There are more texts that are dating to a period pre-biblical, really, than anything we have biblical that's pre, let's say, the year 0. Again, there's far more of this. When you look to the Ten Commandments, you have Hammurabis, big legal discord. When we look, everything that we find in the Bible, we will find in other sources. Most of it is going into the Sumerian text, but it's elsewhere too. A lot of the wisdom that and beautiful parts of again, Psalms, for instance, and Proverbs can be recognized, and it's in the Upanishads. Again, a lot of the allegories and stories that are very, very famous have predecessors from other traditions, because again, what the system does is it reworks things into a manner that is usable for the system. So again, you have Enlil here, ordering the wiping out and the depopulating of Earth, just because there's too many humans to control. When you look to cuneiform writing, this system that was used by the Sumerians, when did it come about? It's interesting that it dates back about 5,000 to 6,000 years. The Sumerian way, the Sumerian system, is the way of the invaders. And again, there's just so much overwhelming evidence to this. We did this. This was a Patreon exclusive, talking about the control centers and the Native American legends that talk of a huge cataclysm that came in and wiped out the civilization that was here in North America. Our American West is full of traumatized memories of a people that looked up into the sky and they never knew really even what hit them. It was so quick and so swift. Why do you think it's all desert? It's because it is remnants of war. And, the people there were absolutely wiped out by these alien invaders. This is the reality of where we're sitting, yet they're being exposed right now. And there are also, again, not all bad dragons. Yeah, absolutely. And we have some that would like to have more openness with humanity, even some right under our feet in under Los Angeles at this moment, and other world centers. When you see London, when you see Rome, and you see New York and DC, why are these places picked? Because typically under our feet there are reptilian control centers, and that's part of the big unveiling that's been here the whole time.
Indeed.
As always, guys, you're welcome to join us over on Patreon for as little as $1 a month, 90 cents when you pay for a year in advance. You can get the exclusives, which we go into much more detail, and that's where we first release most of our channeled information. Again, we invite you over there, and we want to thank you guys for your support as we push for this awakening on the planet. Again, we got about 3 to 5 years of, I think, harder times to get through, and we will get through, and then, everything can start to truly, truly change. But the awakening is happening. So build that discernment, stay sober, become the best version of you. Source bless, and namaste.
Namaste.